channel, everyone. Andrew Summers here, and today I have with me a model that you've seen, 6 years ago at this point, I think. This is my UH-72 Dakota, and it is based off of the U.S. Army's UH-72 Lakota. See what I did there? I'm clever, I know. So a bit of backstory on this model. Essentially, the U.S. Army operates the Lakota, and it's an Airbus helicopters. I've always liked their work, back when they were Eurocopter. Bought out by Airbus, so the story goes, I believe, so that's why they're Airbus helicopters now. But I've always liked their helicopter designs, and I've wanted one for my LEGO military forces, so here we are. 6 years ago, when I posted this on the channel last, the design was a lot different from what it is now, and I'm just going to take you through some of the changes of what I have done in those 6 years. Now, this model, I posted it at the beginning of 2024, and that was after, maybe about a month or two long of just retooling things here and there. The biggest changes that I have made on this model are the front, the cockpit area, the rocket pods, the engines, and then a little bit of the tail. So going from thing to thing here, on the front, the old design used to be very blocky. Best I could do or come up with for the time period of 2017, 2018, and with new parts and, a bit of time, things change. So as part of those changes, instead of the brick built design that I'm using, or that I was using rather, I'm now using these 2x2 curved slopes. Just spitballing parts one day while redesigning this, and I came across this look, which honestly I think it works really well. It gives the canopy just a full-on glass look. It's more sleek, more aerodynamic, certainly better than the last attempt, I think. One of the downsides, though, with using this design is that unfortunately I had to get rid of the doors on either side. Kind of wish I could have kept those, but in looking at reference photos of other helicopters on the internet, doorless is a thing, and I kind of like that thing. So I just figured that's a loss I was willing to take. Other things about the front, I've got a new sensory package up here, IR, night vision, whatever. Just, it kind of looks cool up in the front. It's kind of a more futuristic design. And it uses a couple 1x1 tiles, a couple roller skates, a helmet, and a couple other pieces there. Nothing too special, but it is a nice little element to attach to the front. Moving on are the rocket pods. Now, the rocket pods are so much better than my previous attempts at it. And that's because for this time, there was a technique that I just happened to remember, and it involves inserting a 1x1 vertical clip in between the gaps of 2x2 circular pieces. So that's how I achieve this front, back to front look on the rocket pods. I forget where I saw that technique, but it just occurred to me recently when I was redoing this model that was a thing, and so I went about using it. The cabin here didn't change too much. I think the only change I did was I made the floor area black. It used to be just a solid gray color. I just wanted to make some contrast in the interior. That's about it. So still, 4 minifigures can sit in here, plus 4 crew. There's a total of 8 people in this helicopter. And the doors still open and close fully, though I'm not going to close them because I got some gunners here, and I just don't want to go through that hassle of taking them apart. Now, the biggest overall change, I think, is up in the engine area. Now, the reason why it's the biggest change, I'd say, is that it kind of shifted the entire aft section of the helicopter, and I'll explain that here. The previous version had the intakes, these pieces here, they were all the way up here. So I moved them back 2-3 studs there. And in doing so, I also redesigned the entire power pack, so it's a bit more sleek than it was before. But the change that I was kind of iffy on, necessary, but still iffy on, was the length of the tail boom. Now, when I'm building or redesigning a model, I try to make the precursor, predecessor, the next one, let's just call it that. Words are hard. But I try to make the next model somewhat smaller than the last one. Unfortunately, I could not do that with this, because when I shifted the engine section back 3 studs, I also had to extend the tail boom by 3 studs to keep the overall proportionality of the model. So, not too thrilled with it, but the model is proportionate overall, so sacrifices, kind of like the doors up front, sacrifices had to be made. I still think it's all right overall because the shape, the proportions are fine, but that's just one part of the model that I go, man, I wish I could have reeled that in a bit. But yeah, that's about it for this helicopter. If you'd like instructions, they are on my Rebrickable page. I'll put a link in the bio and feel free to check them out. But I will catch you in the next one. Till then, bye.